Hey guys, I just want to give y'all a little heads up. I see a lot of these questionnaires out there on online. People wanting to know about these little Fords. Now this is a Ford Escort wagon. Doesn't matter, it can be a ZX2, but it's the ones with the little 2-liter engines in them. And people will be talking about the engine is making a whining noise, okay? And that the whining might pick up and go away a little bit if you give it a rev and then it'll come back. Well, there's typically only 3 things that'll do that. And it's not generally your power steering pump. You'll feel that get a little notchy if it's acting up. Even if its bearings are acting up, it'll get notchy and it will leak. But your alternator, which is one of them, the idler that is on your tensioner down here at the bottom, underneath that tensioner. And the other item is your timing belt tensioner. Now, I want to show you this right here. I have Kira hold the phone here. And I want you to listen if you can. And you can see it rocking back and forth. Now, one of the signs, this is the reason I'm doing the video. Before you go tearing apart your timing belt cover and everything else, because it's a pain in the ass, one of the things you got to do to get to your timing belt is you got to remove your engine mount. That means putting a jack on the engine there and holding it up, and 17mm bolts and nuts will come out of this, and then you will have your motor mount sitting here. Now these are your taper compression washers. Don't lose them. You'll hate yourself if you do that, because regular washers will not work. The other option here is that you can use an inspection camera. But what I normally will do is I will just take it loose and look down in it. And what you're going to see, and I hope you can see it, but if you see all that shiny metal right there, point my finger at it, right there, shiny metal. Let me grab that of the light out of here. And you'll see that shiny metal, little flakes of metal that are up in there. That is the bearings going bad on this. And then you can look at this thing here and you can see it's just rocking all around. And the bearings will go bad and it is gone. It's toast. It's done for. Now, they'll still work, making noise for a little while. But when this thing gives out, you're done. So of course you're going to want to replace that. Now, I went ahead and got the whole kit, water pump and all. The water pump on this thing is not that old, neither is the timing belt. But the guy that did the job, he didn't seem to give a damn about replacing, here it is, replacing the tensioner on it. But I wanted to give y'all a little video showing y'all the difference here of what's going on. And the whining sound will almost sound like a loud sewing machine, and it comes and goes. And when the engine warms up, the metal will expand and it could get worse. So a lot of these, they'll start out real bad when they're cold, go away a little ways, and like you get to town and you hear it again. Now that's kind of common for these. The other thing, of course, is you do have, if you have power steering in yours, you do have another pulley right up here. You see that shiny one right there? And that one is just a standard off-the-shelf pulley, or idler, or whatever you want to call it, tensioner. It's an idler, but it's the same as what goes on the tensioner down here. So these right here, and I've got one for that one because it's a little slack in it. Pretty easy stuff. That's typically your Ford Escort odd whine, your Mercury Tracers, some of the Mazdas that use this engine. It's not that difficult. The hardest part is, like I said, get the motor mount out, get it blocked up or on a jack stand, get you the power steering pump, if you have power steering and other lines, pulled back out of the way. And first thing you want to check is the filings or metal shavings, like you see down there, those shiny bits, and that's a sign. It can also be, you'll also see them inside of your cover, like down in here, little bits down in there. All right, that's it. Little tip. Hope that helps you out. The rest of the job, you got to figure out.